So we're number 5, and my number 5 is Big Hero 6. I should have put it at 6. That would have been much better.
I am Baymax.
Baymax. I can't do a Baymax voice.
I am here to do things that involve health. I don't know. I don't know what he said.
So I went into Big Hero 6. I mean, Disney decided their success. They took their success of Frozen and they took their success of the Marvel movies and mashed it together, expecting some box office genius, and they completely succeeded. It had a really fun story that kids can like, adults can like. Disney's good at doing that.
I was sitting next to like a 30-year-old guy who was like dying
and
for the whole film.
There's Fred.
They do. The one thing, they did a really good job. This is the most diverse Disney film ever. Some people feel like it got whitewashed a little bit because of the original source material, but I mean, no one really
It's
read.
anti-whitewash.
No. The source material is less diverse, but it's less white. It's all Asian. Like that's.
Oh.
And in the comic book, Baymax is a dragon thing. So nobody actually really paid attention to the comic book. It was just all around fun movie, and San Francisco is the best fictional place ever.
Fine, Gone Girl, I'll be quick because I know both of these two are going to talk about. Yeah, I know, I said I miscounted. Gone Girl, creepy, disturbing, well acted. If Rosamund Pike doesn't win Best Actress, she won't, but I will.
Is she supporting or lead?
She's lead.
Okay.
There was no other.
She was the lead actress.
And then she was just so good. There were so many good scenes. It was the 5th best movie I saw this year. That's as much as I can say.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga.
You saw Guardians of the Galaxy. It's number 5.
Well, screw you, Will. Yeah, whatever. I saw it. It was really
Did you
fun.
like it?
Yes, the soundtrack was one of my
Soundtrack was the best.
favorite
soundtracks.
I did too. I got it for free.
Cow. What?
Yeah, Google Play. Oh, I was really impressed with Dave Bautista.
Yeah, I was too. The one thing I want to add is that I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a fun movie. I just feel like with all the talk about it past August, I feel like it's a bit overrated.
They said it was a new Star Wars, which isn't it. Star Wars isn't ridiculous and goofy.
It wasn't.
Just a
It was.
We do not speak of Jar Jar Binks. What Casey's just was. Gone Girls, number 4 for me.
Me.
Oh, shoot. David Fincher is a genius.
No doubt.
So many people think that the ending was bad.
I didn't say it was
but
bad.
It perfectly encapsulates the movie because the entire movie.
It's unsettling, which is the movie.
That is true.
I didn't say it was
the
bad.
entire movie, he's trying to get away from her and make her go to jail and everything. But then it ends the same as it begins. So it gives us the entire everything you just watched a sense of pointlessness. And I never thought I would say this, but Tyler Perry was one of my favorite parts of that movie.
And he needed to be in it more too.
Yeah, I actually wanted more Tyler Perry.
Spin-off, yes.
American Sniper is just that might be the most intense movie I think I've ever seen. It was just hard to watch. And that was.
Have you seen that?
Brutal.
American Sniper?
That was just brutal. The whole movie was brutal. This takes Best Picture. If this one's Best Picture as well, no problem.
It shouldn't.
Boom.
But it was just so intense. The ending.
This one
my
glorified
jaw.
more.
Yeah.
In a bad way. I didn't like the way they did that.
Yeah. My jaw just dropped at the end. It was just hard.
Okay, so my number 4, what I look for in a movie is at the end of the movie to be kind of like glued to my seat, not wanting to get up, shocked. All 4 of my top 4 did that for me. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is my number 4. At the end of the movie, they start again, kind of like Gone Girl. They started the way they ended the way they started it, and at the very end of the movie, I was in my seat, going like I literally probably made an audible gasp. I could not get up.
They did one thing right that so many sci-fi movies do wrong. They didn't focus on the humans because we know humans. We know what they're gonna do. We want to see the cool thing. We want to see Godzilla,
done less
or we want to see Dawn.
And honestly, the relationship between Caesar and Koba was so good.
Those were the best.
They're people playing.
Nominate Koba for Best Supporting Actor.
they're apes. It's so cool, and it was.
I hope that
and the last fight scene at the end was really good. And then Gary Oldman towards the end is like falling apart because of this this war that's about to happen.
With Gary Oldman, and Gary Oldman, so you don't get a lot of Gary Oldman.
Which is okay. The apes are fine. I didn't miss Gary Oldman.
Was the best human, and he was the least played. I didn't.
Which is fine.
Care for the main actor. There was just one guy who was like
Jason Clarke. Is that his name?
Yeah, but then there was just one guy where he's like, I'm just a jerk to be a jerk.
So now we're at number 3. My number 3 has previously been mentioned. It's called Putzel.
Right.
It technically came out in 2012, but it wasn't wide released.
Can you guys tell me what this movie's about?
Yeah, I'll explain it.
A Jew in New York. It's very Woody Allen.
It's very Woody Allen. It's just a really charming movie. And at the very end of the movie, again, you want to be glued to your seat. I wanna like have some sort. I want it to hit me in some way, and honestly, I could not stop smiling at the end of the movie.
This is your favorite for the longest time.
It was my favorite for the longest time. Until I saw Gone Girl.
One tip for everyone watching this movie: don't love the fish too much. My number 3 was Will's number something. 10, I think. I don't know. The Imitation Game.
10.
It was. Well, first of all, I really like Benedict Cumberbatch in most things. Can't think of anything I haven't liked him in.
No,
he was good in Star Trek.
Yeah,
my only
I like
concern
him.
about him is he's starting to play the same character every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the smart guy who's a high-functioning sociopath.
Sherlock.
Yeah. And it's just, the ending is sad.
I actually made you and you watch this, Edge of Tomorrow. Totally surprised.
Which is good. It's on my list, but it's a solid action movie. It's very creative. Original.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
It's one of the better original action movies.
I went into this
I just
expecting
think Snowpiercer was
nothing,
more original.
and it just grew on me. And at first, I didn't like it because of the ending, but I saw it.
And Emily Blunt.
I've seen it 4 times. This is probably the movie I saw the most.
I saw Avengers 4 times in theaters. 4 times.
You needed to say that.
I did.
There were 3 defining moments. The montage where it's just funny. He's like running to this person's rescue, gets hit by a car.
Oh, that clap.
There are just so many moments like that. Then the second one is where he's just running around. He's a badass because he's memorized everything. And then the one time where there's like a switch and he decides not to do this thing that he's been doing the whole time. It's just so cool. And the ending's really good. It's grown on me, and I just love it.
It's a spoiler alert. So skip like 30 seconds. The ending pissed me off. How everything in America needs to be this happy-go-lucky ending. Like, oh, we're alive. We shouldn't be dead. I feel like every movie needs to have a happy ending unless it's already written.
It took place in England. Mic drop.
My number 2 was The Theory of Everything. And if Eddie Redmayne does not win Best Actor, he
one of the best performances I've ever
robbed.
seen.
I've seen clips from from Benedict Cumberbatch's version of it when he played Eddie Redmayne. No, my God, I cannot.
Can
we start this over, please?
His interpretation of Stephen Hawking.
When he was Stephen Hawking, I like Eddie Redmayne's much more. This is the first thing I liked him in. I thought he wasn't that great in Les Mis.
Oh, I like him in Les Mis, but yeah. Continue.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie at all. Check out my channel for the review. Okay.
Plug.
11-minute pool.
It may be 11 minutes, but it's worth it.
This is gonna be like an hour and a half.
Any other year, any other actor in that group would have won their Best Actor, and Eddie Redmayne. It just goes to show you that.
Isn't Romaine a lettuce?
Ramen.
I said Redmayne. Just
It's
that
Redmayne.
that he will win. Just that's like a crowning victory because all the other actors, they're so good, and any other year if they were with any other candidates, they would win. Lego Movie.
We both thought it was good. That's all we're gonna.
It's
add to
amazing, fun, hilarious. The animation. Oh wow!
It's AFX.
It's just. Oh my God! I love the Lego Movie. Funniest movie of the year for sure. But let me just say, this is what I'm going to talk most about. Why it wasn't nominated for Best Picture. I have 2
Best
theories.
animated feature.
That's what I meant. That's what I started.
Feature.
Best
Shut up.
animated feature. This is why. First off, major spoiler. There is a live action scene. And I don't know if that disqualifies the movie immediately.
I don't think it does, no.
Because it was nominated for the Golden Globes.
I
But
didn't
maybe the
think about
Academy, they just like their traditional animation. This is another thing. It's kind of a commercial for Lego, but it's a good commercial.
I don't think it's a
But it's
commercial,
also
though.
very current. I think the Academy likes timeless classics. So yeah, it was a snub. But then again, I see why they didn't. But it's still number 2 on my list.
My number 2 was number 1 until like 3 days ago. It's Gone Girl. Gone Girl is such a well done movie. There are these scenes that like you don't expect how messed up it's gonna be. And then there are these scenes where you do expect how messed up it's gonna be, and then it exceeds it by a lot.
Okay, Eli and I share the number one I'm gonna talk about.
I haven't seen it, and I need to see it.
Let's say it on the count of 3.
1, 2, 3. Whiplash!
Whiplash blew everything out of the water. Like, here's Whiplash.
Please don't spoil anything, by the way.
Here's everything else. I'll just say this. There are 2 moments in this movie. 2 where my jaw... There was one moment where I couldn't breathe. I actually lost my breath. I was just so shocked. And then the second moment, my jaw was dropped until the very ending. The ending's beautiful. J.K. Simmons is beautiful, terrifying. This whole movie just pushed everything. And this is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. And it was just... The music, jazz music, Miles Teller. The whole revolving drummers thing, that's such a great storyline. J.K. Simmons is just fantastic.
He should win Best Supporting Actor,
He will.
no doubt.
He will. He's won everything else. So if he doesn't, I will never watch. That's a lie. I will boycott the Oscars for what they stand for. I'll still watch it.
I will boycott the Oscars for a year minus a day.
Yeah. So that's...
Okay, that was funny, guys. Because it happens a year later.
Whiplash, if you haven't seen it, see it or don't talk to me.
The ending was absolute perfection.
Was
I said I liked Gone Girl's ending. This one just...
They gotta cut to black.
It was, this J.K. Simmons...
That's not a spoiler. Okay.
...was phenomenal.
Oh, because you don't like fades.
I don't like
Teller.
fades. It just cuts to black.
Can I talk, please?
Solid.
J.K. Simmons, as I said, was phenomenal. Miles Teller was great. The music was actually... I know it's about a drummer, but the music made the movie. If it was about something else, it was... Just the drumming was awesome. I love drums as it is.
I'm glad it ended on an up note, but a get it?
Shut up, Will.
So I didn't see Whiplash. I can't talk for Whiplash, but my favorite movie of the year is The Babadook. So for the people, if you talk to anybody that did see this, they will probably put it high on their list because it was that infectious of a movie. It basically what it is. For those of you who don't know it, it's a horror movie out of Australia. It's independent. It won a lot at Sundance. It's about a thing called Mr. Babadook that you can't let into your house that will not go away once you do. This single mom, she's a widow, and her son starts seeing the Babadook everywhere. She starts to go insane, and it shows paranoia in a way that I've never seen. And it's not a jump scare type movie. It has 2 or 3 jump scares here and there, but it gets under your skin. You are creeped out the entire
This is
time.
just creeping me out.
I'm
not a horror movie person.
I am a horror movie person, and the Babadook will show up in different places. Don't go into this movie thinking you're gonna watch a typical horror movie because I'm not gonna spoil it, but it really isn't. It's not this paranormal entity, but it's something so much greater that you have to overcome that you end up figuring out towards the end, and it's really, really scary. It's on a filmmaking standpoint. There are these times where they use time lapse. There are these points. One thing I never thought stop motion would work in a horror movie. And
is the whole thing stop motion?
No, but there are points when the Babadook will climb up the wall in this like dark shroud, and it's stop motion, and it works so well. It ties together really well.
Weird movie.
And it's
terrifying.
I just see this on the happiest, brightest day, so I'm not scared.
It's so. I watched it alone in my basement. It was so.
Well, you won brownie points if
it was so scary, and it was so good. They play with your mind, and it's so genius.
I want to say one more thing.
It's now one of my top movies of all time. It's my top horror movie of all time. One of my top movies of all time. So that's our top 10. If you agree, disagree, you can comment. If you watched,
tune in for the bottom 5, maybe.
Maybe later. Yeah. So thanks for watching.
Peace off.